about is, I think for Trey Lance, this season could go a number of different ways. But to you, how would you define a successful season for Trey Lance in year one?
So I don't think there's an easy way to answer this question. It's not a win total. It's not a numbers total. What I want to see is progression straight through the season. Even if you start a little slow, I want to see by the end of the year, because you are going to have your growing pains. This is the NFL. Nobody comes in and blows the league away in his first year. I mean, very rarely. But I think it's less about saying, okay, if Trey starts week one, he's got to win 12 games for it to be successful, or he's got to throw for 4,500 yards and rush for. No, realistically, you want to see the guy comfortable. You don't want to see him rattled in situations. You want to see him respond in big moments. You want to see him push towards the right thing, because I think that is unfair for any quarterback at this point, even if that's the way it's being done now. Thank you, Josh Rosen and Kyler Murray, that in 1 year you have to already pick it up. I mean, for instance, pick up the Buffalo Bills. What if they gave up on Josh Allen after the second year? You just missed 1 year, and now Josh Allen's widely regarded as one of the best in the game. So it's not an easy answer, but the easiest way to put it is you want to make sure that you see steady progression, see a guy who is poised, see a guy who is leading the team, even if, let's say, they lose some close games. Let's say they lose some heartbreakers, but Trey is consistently leading them back in games, or leading big drives and in big moments, making big plays. That's all you could really ask for in year one, because then it only goes up from there. So you just want him to have an understanding of where he's going, what he's seeing, and you just want to make sure that you see progression week to week leading into the next season, so you can hang your hat on, look at all these good things that he's been doing and he can improve on, as instead of, man, he didn't really do anything right. Like, because there is a world where Trey Lance is like asked to throw maybe 12 passes and the 49ers still win games. Is that necessarily progressing? I wouldn't say so. You just want to make sure that he's doing things in certain situations and he looks the part and he's moving in the right direction. So that's the way that I would consider a successful season.
And I'm glad you put it that way, because I think that's exactly how I thought about this question too. The key word is progression. I don't think it matters necessarily how Trey starts in the NFL. I think it matters how he looks throughout the entire season and what his start to finish looks like. To me, that's the really important thing. If we see just incremental improvement with Trey, whether it's the little things over and over, to where by the end of the season, Trey looks like a really confident quarterback. I think the worst case scenario for Trey is a Tua situation, right? I think that's the situation every team is trying to avoid with a young rookie quarterback right now. And I think, the other thing I would consider successful with Trey from a different aspect is that if he's able to go in there and assert himself as an athlete, as a top tier elite NFL athlete, even if he isn't fully playing yet and it's still the Jimmy Garoppolo experience, that would give fans a lot of, goodwill, and that would make them feel very confident about him moving forward. So, I took this two ways. I think if he's playing, like you mentioned perfectly, progression is key. It doesn't matter where he starts. It matters how better he gets throughout the whole season, how he takes in the offense, and just seeing his understanding improve over the course of the season. But if he's going to be in a Taysom Hill type package, right, which I don't think he exactly would be, but if it's that sort of thing, right, he just needs to assert himself as a very good elite athlete in the NFL if he's not going to be getting those heavy passing reps.
I suspect that we'll see Trey a little bit in red zone situations, similar to how Cap was used during the Alex Smith years. And it's pretty smart to do things like that, because those are concepts that you're going to run. If you're talking about straight up bootlegs to, or anything like that, those are things that you're going to run when he's the starter. So why not at this point? So I agree with you there. And I don't know, me, I'm not I like numbers. I like film better. So I want to see it on film. I want to see you, even if your guy drops a pass, or even if the throw's off a little bit, you got to the right read, you read the defense the correct way, and you made the right decision. That other stuff will come with time. And that's it. It's all about progression. It's all about understanding everything that you're seeing. And it's all about how are you going to respond when things are rough. Everybody's good when they're up 31-0 and everything's going good. I don't learn much about guys when you're winning. I learn way more about when things are down and how you're moving.